Welcome back to the 2024 World Series of Poker, Event 58. The $50,000 Poker Players Championship is down to day 4. We are rapidly approaching the final table, and we are so excited that you all have joined us for our preview coverage here on the YouTube channel. 2 legends of the game are in this tournament. It is Team Ivey or Team Negreanu. Let us know in the chat. We have David Tuckman and Jared Blesnick on the call right now on PokerGo.com. They will stream until we get down to a final table of 5. Donnie and I will be with you here for the first hour of the show. Let's dive into the action almost immediately here as we see the 2 friends, the 2 legends, Negreanu and Ivey, side by side here at the feature table. If you're a poker fan, what more can you ask for than having these 2 players taking center stage at one of the most prestigious tournaments in the history of the game? Here's a look at our payouts. The final 11 are guaranteed $113,000, and there's $1.1 million up top for the eventual champion, which we will crown tomorrow night exclusively on PokerGo.com. Man, I am so stoked to be able to do this coverage for you all. Please make sure to like this video. I have already made up my mind. I want 6,969 likes so we can do the full first level of play. Here's a look at our chip counts. Chris Brewer on top, 55 big blinds. That is a lot. Renan Brucci from Brazil is our short stack with 695,000, 8 big blinds. But as we all know in this tournament, it can still go every which way because the swings are massive. We're playing lots of limit games, so let's have some fun with whatever these players are willing to give us as we rotate through the games here today. Donnie, Ivey and Negreanu on the feature table. We don't get to see that all that often. How special could this day be?
Extremely special. I mean, these 2, you know, they don't get to play with each other as much these days. Good friends that go a long way back. And it's just great to see them not only at the feature table together, but right next to each other.
Yeah, definitely cool to see them perhaps battle it out a little bit. I mean, the stacks are such that a big clash is not impossible between these 2.
Triple draw now.
Triple draw is the name of the game right now. Every player gets 5 cards. It's a drawing game. Try to make the best possible hand, which is also the worst possible hand. 7-5, 4-3 deuce of the rainbow variety. No straights, no flushes, please, and thank you. 3 draws. This is a limit format. We are down to the final 11. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said at the top of the show, this is a preview, a 1-hour preview. We will extend, though, to do the full first level of play with Ivey and Negreanu if we hit 6,969 likes. Yes, I just made that up. Thank you so much. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. We got Ivey and Negreanu in the house. It's a good day to be a poker fan. And look at this. Brucci gets dealt a steel wheel.
I take it.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, yesterday we saw the bubble burst. We lost Hal Rotholtz on the bubble in 15th place. Then Max Coleman was the first to bust in the money, followed out the door by Phil Hui, a former champion of this event. And then we lost Michael the Grinder Mizraki in 12th place. Grinder making his 5th cash in this event. Of course, he has won this event 3 times. Him and Brian Rass tied for the most titles in this tournament, which is wild to think that it's wild that anyone's won this tournament twice, let alone 2 people winning it 3 times.
How much? 900.
The levels are 100 minutes long. There you see the games on the screen. Let us know in the chat which games you don't know, so we'll try to pay some extra attention to the rules of those games. James Obst, Australian mixed game legend, known online as Andy McLeod in case you're an old school viewer from the past. Obst took a few years off from the grind, but ever since coming back, he's been an absolute force.
Quickly on the games, Remco. Nightbot now, we do have commands with the rules for every game in the YouTube chat, so that's a good little feature. So you can just hit exclamation point and then type the game in, and you guys can get the quick rules if you want to get a refresh.
We've switched to the beautiful game of Texas Hold'em. Wait, are we playing limit or no limit?
Not sure, but we're going to find out. I think with the blinds up on top, 20-40 with a 60K big blind ante, that means we are playing no limit hold'em.
The Cadillac, Donnie.
The Cadillac. It should just say the Cadillac.
Exactly.
Or just a picture of a Cadillac.
Action on Phil Ivey on the button with ace-8 of clubs. Raised and called in front of him.
Come on.
Ivey shoving here. Here we go.
All right, Ivey all in for a little over $1 million.
Gets that through. Well-timed 3-bet jam from Phil Ivey. Won his 11th World Series of Poker gold bracelet earlier this summer. Is close here to getting number 12. 11 players left.
I put a poll in the chat already asking, are you Team Ivey or Team Negreanu? And Negreanu, it must be because of the vlogs, because he is absolutely smashing it. 64% in favor of Daniel Negreanu.
Maybe it's because he sold a lot of action on PokerStake, and people are like, listen, Daniel, you're down. I need you to win because I got to make some money back.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. So far, Ivey and Negreanu basically tied in chips here at the start of this final, I guess, penultimate day, I should say. We're not at the final table yet. 2 tables still in play. We'll swing on over to our outer table. Every single time there's something big going on there. But ultimately, play will converge here at this main feature table. You can see the crowd in the background already building up. Ivey making it 85K on the very next hand. Chris Brewer, Donnie, is he just here to punish people in the big bet games?
No, I mean, I think Chris Brewer is an extremely well-rounded poker player. You know, maybe he got into the game playing big bet, yes, but has developed his game quite nicely that he's able to play all of the games and play them quite well. Maybe he does excel in no limit hold'em, you know, as compared to the field, but certainly no slouch in the other games. He came in today with the chip lead, a big chip lead at that, so I think that's a bit of a testament to how good Chris Brewer is in all the games. And even just playing in this tournament, right? You have to be good in all these games to get in there.
Ivey continues to have a good start here. I'm surprised to see him wear the same hat back-to-back days, though. I thought he really had a different one for each day.
Yeah, but I think this one, the reason why he's kept up with it is that the brim is a little bit larger, provides a little bit more volume in terms of the shade from the sun. He was talking yesterday. He wears those red lens glasses. He actually gave his second pair to Daniel. You can see Daniel wearing them because Daniel was having some trouble seeing. But Ivey was saying to the table that he gets headaches a lot from the bright lights. So the glasses combination with the bucket hat really do help him.
Race.
Action on James. Ops comes in for the race from the button.
And Becker finds ace-king here in the big blind, given these positions, button versus big blind. Could see a little bit of a clash here. Both players are extremely deep. Would expect that we see a 3-bet coming here from Becker.
I always get a little bit nervous, Donnie, when in this tournament format, big pots start brewing in the no limit or the pot limit formats. I feel as though these players grind their butts off in the limit formats, and then all of a sudden, ace-king versus ace-jack, both players flop an ace, and boom, there you go out the door. How much does that play into the mindset of these players, knowing that the risk-reward ratio in these games is so skewed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more player dependent. Like, I don't view Johnny Becker as a big bet specialist. I think he's more well versed. Oh wow, James Ops just rips it.
Wow.
Oh my.
Obst rips all in, and Becker is going to snap him off with the ace-king. Ay, ay, ay. James Obst with a bit of a sigh there. Hand in the cookie jar.
Yep.
And Obst tournament live on the line here in the 50K PPC.
Ambitious shove here from Obst, and he gets snapped off by Becker and is in a world of hurt.
5.1 million in the middle. We're playing no limit hold'em. Big run out coming here. Ace, queen, 9, rainbow flop. Obst looking for a jack. Obst might be wondering to himself, why? Why did I go for it? And a 9 on a turn reduces his outs to just those jacks you see on the screen. River card incoming. It's the 5 of clubs. And James Obst from Australia is our 11th place finisher here in the 50K PPC. What a dramatic ending to the tournament for him. Sitting comfortably on a nice stack, and all of a sudden it evaporates when the ace-jack gets shoved after that bit of aggression that Becker showed from the big blinds.
Left.
Huge boost there to Becker's stack. Becker, a former runner-up in this event, finished second place to Elier Sion when he won it. Obst is going to collect $113,000 and change for his run in this event.
I had 3.1 before.
But I'm guessing he's leaving the stage thinking, you know, what could have been, because ran into it there. Maybe didn't need to get as aggressive as he did with the 4-bet jam, but
Good boy, good boy. Yeah.
Johannes Becker, often referred to as Johnny, sort of feels to me that like he only really travels to Vegas for the PPC.
yeah, I mean, I think he comes out here during the summer and is here for some events, you know, like I know he likes to play a lot of triple draw, stuff like that. Plays a lot of soccer here during the summer, but doesn't really like full-on grind the WSOP, but as you mentioned, 50K PPC, he's never going to miss that tournament as long as he is available to play it.
Brazil's Renan Brucci, the short stack in the tournament, King 9 offsuit, tossed his way, and he's going to come in for the raise. A quick recap here on who else finished in the money. Max Coleman was our first player to receive the minimum payout of $102,000. He finished in 14th place. Phil Hui got 13th, and Michael Mizrachi finished in 12th for $102,000. I thought Mizrachi was destined for the number 4 here, Donnie.
I mean, it's pretty wild that, I mean, even Mizrachi doesn't grind as much as he once did, but 50K PPC, he comes out every single year and he performs. It's just wild. When he was a little bit shorter on the bubble, you know, kind of one of the 3 to 4 stacks that were on the lower side of the leaderboard, and I was just like, he's going to do it, right? Like, and then he gets into the money and I'm like, wow, he's really just going to do it again. So, yeah, ultimately falls short, but, you know, 5 cashes for Mizrachi in this event throughout the years is pretty darn good if you ask me.
All right, we picked the action back up here as Negreanu could find himself into some trouble here if a spade comes off. Brucci, the aggressor before the flop, doesn't have a ton of chips left. That is 85,000. He's going to fire at 85K. Now, saving grace might be Becker getting involved as far as Negreanu's action goes, Donnie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Negreanu, of course, has this flush draw, yes, but might not lose his whole stack. I mean, it also depends what Becker comes with here. Could be a world where Becker decides to come in and check raise. Given where Brewski's stack is, maybe he says, you know, let's just kind of play for it all. Daniel also not the deepest, and, you know, could just take this nut flush draw and try and see all 5.
Well, there it is. Becker comes with the aggression, raises it up, and Negreanu gets rid of it easily here.
Ugh.
Yeah, he doesn't realize
Shake of a head, yeah.
how lucky he is.
He wanted to see, that was, I want to see the turn, but I can't. But as you said, you didn't want to see the turn. Okay.
I also had something.
Yeah, I didn't think you had two napkins.
You had a nut Sunday. Aces, flat.
If you're just tuning in, we are doing a 1-hour preview. If we hit 6,969 likes, we're going to extend and do the full first level. So please help us out, help yourself out, smash that like button, and join us here as we try to find out who makes the final table of the 50K tonight, depending on where you are. Maybe starting tomorrow. It's tomorrow for some people.
I don't know what time it is. The World Series of Poker, it all just blends together.
You were podcasting till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like you're on a roll. If you, by the way, want to get some more insights behind the scenes, find the PokerGo podcast on your favorite podcasting app. Daily updates.
Listen, if it's good enough for Daniel Negreanu to listen every day, it's good enough for the people out there.
Exactly. Phil Ivey probably listens when he takes a shower every
You
morning.
think Phil Ivey knows what a podcast is?
Phil Ivey probably big time meditation guy. You know, does his
He is a meditation and a yoga guy now.
Right.
Yes.
He got his morning breathing routine.
It just has me blasting in the
Yeah,
background.
and then he's got Donnie Peters naming off the chip counts.
What?
How scaled were you?
Very
A
meditative.
little scary.
Ivey versus Negreanu here, picking it up on the turn. 9-7 versus 6-7. Ivey with a advantage here, but not a whole lot to go on here for either player. River card, deuce of spades. Whoever
I thought
stabs
the
at this
10 was coming on the tone. Just
will
max
have a good
sweat.
chance to take it down.
I think Negreanu's likely to bet here.
60?
Just the fact that 7 high's not winning this, so got to try and buy it, and he does. And when you're on the shorter side like Daniel is, he just laughs with his buddy there. Every chip counts when you're on the shorter side.
Are these
We do
two
eight-handed
are
now,
these
they
two
would.
guys becoming the two
No,
grandpas?
4 and 4, yeah, much better.
You know, like a couple decades from now, still
4 and 4 is better
grinding,
anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's
shooting
great.
the shit.
Faster.
I love it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just was thinking.
Just, playing high stakes poker together, biggest poker tournaments in the world here at the World Series of Poker. They've been through it together for whatever 25 years or however long it's been.
You don't need anything. You're still on.
I don't know why.
Hell no.
I'm sure as life
Yeah,
happens with
I'm
so
not
many
expecting
people, you
this.
kind of drift apart. You don't see each other as often. They came up together. It was those two. I believe it was also Alan Cunningham and John Jawanda. Like that was the kind of crew that they were in. They grow up, they go their separate ways, and do whatever, but stay in touch. And I'm sure like this, you just come back and it's like you just saw the guy yesterday. So many old memories, all that sort of stuff.
If you can film a documentary like through a time machine, I'd like to do the full documentary of like the 02 WSOP, Negreanu, Jawanda, Ivey, and Cunningham having breakfast at the deli at Binion's, and
talking about hands.
talking about
So
those
I had
hands.
ace jack.
Yeah, but like seriously, the era when poker was still so new, especially to the larger audience, it must have been so fascinating for those guys to be that far ahead of the curve and just raking in the big bucks at the table. Donnie, Brewer started as a chip leader. Becker knocks out James Obst, and all of a sudden Brewer has to deal with an enormous stack right next to him. How is that going to change his style?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, as we see the chips in play there, presented by Mezcla, Puff Crispy Bars. Eatmezcla.com if you want to check them out. But yeah, I mean, it probably changes the dynamic a little bit for Chris Brewer. He's not the table captain. He can't exercise his big stack, especially on some of these pay jumps, final table bubble, stuff like that. But I think Brewer's still plenty deep here that he's going to be pretty comfortable overall, but maybe he just kind of tones it down a little bit would be my guess.
Hearing some loud cheering from the rail. Brushi clearly wondering, does that mean I get paid more money?
Negreanu with a raise here. Pocket threes. Makes it 90K.
Wow, look at this. Chris Brewer looking to apply pressure and gets it done right away. Is this sort of what Brewer's going for, knowing that Negreanu is not one to risk it all on a whim in Hold'em, and Brewer knows that he can take that stab and he could fold if he gets played back at?
Yeah, I mean, that spot specifically, I think Brewer just elected to come with the 3-bet, be a little bit more aggressive against a hand that might not flop so well. So just, you know, essentially turn his hand into a bluff, which is what he's doing, yes. Just try and win it pre-flop and then go from there. I will say that Brewer and Negreanu specifically, they have a lot of experience playing big bet together. They're always in the studio together, the PokerGo studio playing. You know, they've played a lot of the big bet stuff, you know, around, you know, tournaments around the WSOP, etc. So if anyone has like familiarity with one another, specifically in No Limit Hold'em or even Pot Limit Omaha, it's Brewer and Negreanu at this table. You know, Ivey doesn't play a lot of stuff at the PokerGo studio. Well, he hasn't played anything there, but you know, he plays on Triton with Brewer, so he'll have some experience there. Becker, as we talked about earlier, is like pretty much just a mixed game guy. Renan Bruschi, also in mixed game guy, plays a lot online, so he might not be as familiar with these players, but there might be some dynamics, some tendencies, some reads, you know, whatever, between Negreanu and Brewer, where Brewer's like, you know what, I'm just going to 3-bet this hand, lean on him a little bit with where he is, stuff like that.
We've switched the game to 7-card stud high. You get dealt 7 cards, starting with 3. A betting round after each new card. Hand values play the same as Texas Hold'em. Brewer completed to 80,000 and Becker came over the top with a split pair of queens. Brewer then made the call and decided to give up here on 5th Street, so Becker takes this one down. If you're looking for Jared Blesnick's analysis and perhaps some talk about sports cards, PokerGo.com, the place to be. It is David Tuckman and Jared Blesnick on the commentary tonight. By the way, my name is Rem Karinkama. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth. I'm finally back and could not have picked a better day to return to the booth. Not hard or not easy staying healthy during the WSOP, but we're back, we're good. And all I ask for, in my return, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Donnie set a really high bar on yesterday's 50K stream. We're definitely way behind pace. Let's get this thing to 6,000 likes. Let's crush the record from yesterday. And Donnie, tomorrow you and I have a cool one too.
What do we have? Oh, Millie Maker.
Millie
fountain.
Maker.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, you know, whenever
It's actually the double Millie Maker because it's 1.2 for first, 1 million for second. So, but yeah, I mean it's going to be a fun tournament. 10,939 entries, massive field. It surpassed last year's number. You know, I mean that's just going to be absolutely nuts.
But did they get the rights to the song? Can we like when the final table starts? A milli.
I mean, I don't know. We might get in trouble for even singing.
Maybe you and I should just sing that when the players walk up to the table. So yeah, tomorrow, Millionaire Maker stream on YouTube. 2 players winning at least $1 million. Should be an epic one. Double stream kind of day. We're getting closer to the main event. Much love to everyone watching, hanging out. Bruschi here. 3 diamonds. Giving himself straight and flush opportunities. However,
he's very short.
He is so short. Cool. And there it is.
Okay, go. He says, okay, go.
Oh, wow. Brewer with a couple buried jacks. Look at this.
And he comes over the top immediately. Bad news for Ivey. The Brewer has the jacks buried. Ivey has a jack in the hole. He can't hit that if he decides to go to 4th Street. Did not catch whether we are missing an 8 here, but that would make Ivey's hand even worse. Ivey does decide to let it go, and it's going to be Brewer with jacks versus Bruschi with the 3 diamonds. Bruschi, of course, has a pathway to a straight as well, but first and foremost, some diamonds would be nice for him.
Yeah, also doesn't help his hand if he's going for that straight because Ivey gave up 2 8s. So that's going to make things a lot tougher. Brewer has the jack of diamonds, which also helps him in this battle.
All right, so Bruschi's going to need to improve. You see the odds on the screen. That 3 of clubs, of course, does nothing for him.
New straight draw.
Yeah, the 6-4.
You got a new straight draw a lot. Well, there was 2 6s. Oh, no.
Oh, there's
6 of diamonds.
There's the most.
That's a pretty good card.
The best card possible. And look at this.
8 diamond.
But
Bruschi, all of a sudden, a favorite with 2 cards to come, even though he doesn't have a pair yet.
2 8s.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ivey folding 2 8s.
Straight.
Just need to fade
Straight,
to
right?
10.
Yeah. You need to fade a 10.
Well,
Brewski
10
gets
or
there with
10,
a straight.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
More só segurar.
Still not out of it yet, though.
And there it is.
There it is, though. The
The
king of
straight
diamonds for
comes
Brewer.
in.
More than double.
Double up for the Brazilian. Let's hear those vamos in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, a little pay jump here on the line. Players guaranteed 113K right now, 130 guaranteed after we lose one more player. Payouts go up to 1.1 million in this event. There were 89 entries in this tournament. If Phil Ivey wins this thing, Donnie, he's going to be the front runner for WSOP Player of the Year. Do you think he realizes he's that close?
No. I don't think he has
doesn't.
any idea.
Doesn't follow Player of the Year.
No, I think he's just shows up to play poker, and that's that. Brewer brought it in here. Deuce of hearts up. Negreanu completes it with split threes. Action over to Brewer. He folds and Daniel takes that one. Quickly on Renan Brewski, making his first cash ever in this event. Alongside João Vieira and Dylan Smith, both on the other table, but both of them also making their first cash in this tournament. Negreanu's had a few cashes already. This is his fifth. He had a 9th in 2021, a 5th place in 2017, a 12th in 2016, and a 13th in 2008. So Negreanu has knocked at the door of this event before, as has Phil Ivey. 6th place in 2023 last year, 8th place 2019, 9th place 2018, 12th in 2008, and a 3rd place in 2006. Seems like forever ago. I mean, it might as well be forever ago. Here we see Negreanu versus Ivey. Negreanu pairs his door card with the 6, takes the lead here. Ivey has split fives. Daniel mentioned it to me yesterday how much of a problem it is to have Ivey on your left, specifically in the stud games, because Ivey is so good at stud and does not let you take anything easy. Negreanu gets an ace, Ivey gets a 6. Negreanu is best here, comes out betting once again. Very important pot here for Kid Poker, and he's going to get it done.
For our Brazilian and general Portuguese speakers, we have launched our PokerGo Brazil channel. I wanted to call it PokerGo Vamos, but that was denied. But PokerGo Brazil, find it on YouTube, and they are live right now as well with Portuguese language commentary of this event.
I feel like we got to get on the audience a little bit with these likes.
I know, Donnie. You're no longer in charge, and all of a sudden everything goes up in smoke. All right, win your seat to the 2025 WSOP main event with PokerGo. Become an annual subscriber for your chance to win one of 3. Yes, 3 main event seats. All PokerGo annual subs and VIP subs are eligible to win. Join right now or upgrade. Use promo code WSOP24WIN. WSOP24WIN. If you want to give yourself a chance to win a main event seat. Yes, I'm going to stand up for this. A main event seat. It is $10,000. We're giving away 3 seats, so don't miss out on a chance to win. Donnie, am I eligible?
No, you're not. I
Damn
mean,
it.
maybe you could quit the company
Damn
and then become eligible.
If I win the seat, oh no, I guess I can only win if I, nah, it's just this is issues. This is problems.
So I think we're going to draw 2 of the seats on July 15th, I believe is the date. So that's the day off before the main event final table starts. And then later on in the year, I think before Poker Masters maybe, we'll draw the 3rd winner. You get that $10,000 seat that you mentioned. You also get a $500 travel credit to come out to Las Vegas, and you get 4 nights at Aria.
Wow.
So pretty good package there overall. And all you have to be is a PokerGo annual subscriber on the dates of the drawing. So if you're an annual subscriber on July 15th or coming up a little later this year. So if you pick up an annual subscription right now, you're into the drawing. So
Love it. Absolutely love it here. Brewer finds 3 spades. Got the jack showing. Ivey completed for 80K with the king up and the 7-8 down. Of course, 7-card stud, also a game in which picking up the bring in and the antes has quite a bit of value. So Ivey going after it with the big cards here.
yeah,
And,
gets a great card.
It
here.
helps. It helps to hit your up card. It really helps. This, of course, on a 4th Street is the cheap round. You get pay 80K to see the 5th card, and from there on out, the limit's double. Goes up to 160.
But I was saying, we got to get on the chat. Like, you guys need to realize that you have a half hour left to get to 6,969 likes. If that happens, if you hit that mark, you will get another 40 minutes of live stream here for free on the PokerGo YouTube channel. Okay, that's what's at stake for you. The only currency it costs you is a split second of your time hitting that thumbs up that is right below the video. We're up over 3,000, so we're trending towards halfway there. But again, 6,969 is the number today. Remco set a high bar. Make it pay, okay?
Jaime in the chat says, did this tournament already happen? Well, it is already happening right now in real life, in real time. We are, of course, on a delay for the integrity of the game, but ultimately, yes, we are live. If you come to the Horseshoe right now, you can watch Ivey and Negreanu play. The rail is filling up. There's still plenty of open seats. King 6-7 rolls off the deck. We are now playing Omaha 8 or better. The pot can be split between the best low and high. In order to qualify for the low, you need 5 cards, 8 or lower. In this case, Phil Ivey has a fantastic hand to make the low. Looking down at ace, deuce, deuce 5. Ivey already has the low locked up here with deuce 5, using the 7-6 and ace from the board, and there it is. Those likes are just skyrocketing. Donnie Peters.
Sometimes you just got to yell at people.
Donnie Peters, the used car salesman, just getting it done. Getting it done for the people.
I want the people to get an extra 40 minutes. That's what I want. I was wondering if the people wanted the extra 40 minutes. That was the real question.
Look at this. Ivey with the scooper here. The ace is going to play, and most likely here, Ivey betting because he thinks his low is always going to win. Maybe not as confident about the ace, but there it is. Becker tosses in the muck, Donnie, and it is not as common in this game to see a scooper or to see someone fold on the river.
No, it's not. A lot of split pots in this game. I will say that yesterday, Ivey, he said nut nut at one point in this game, which was like,
wow.
He's like nut nut. I mean, yeah, he had it, of course, but it was.
Awesome.
I actually thought while watching the hand that he would just roll his cards over, but he was a nope, nut nut. Like
that's good.
You can't not say nut nut.
I was just gonna say, Donnie.
Even Ivey.
How many times a year do you get nut nut? Like you have to announce it. Shout out to the Orleans. Shout out to Omaha 8 or better. One of the most popular non-hold'em games. The most popular limit game. Whenever that tournament happens, 1,500, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's still coming up.
No, it already happened.
Oh, that always is huge.
Yeah, gets right around 1,000 players, give or take. One of the biggest tournaments of the year, for sure.
Keeping me out of trouble.
The 2 big stacks here going at it. Brewer with a raise. Becker hits him with a 3-bet. Brewer calls.
Ace, king, deuce, rainbow flop. Brewer with the 4-5 can catch a 3 to make a wheel, which of course would play both ways for the 5 high low and the 5 high straight. 10 on the turn. Becker, top 2 pair. Doesn't have anything going for himself. Oh, sorry, it does have something going in the low department, but it's not as strong. He will continue firing here, and players keep the bets out in front of them because so often this results in the split pot, so you can just take your chips back. And the river brings the 4 of hearts. And speaking of it being rare to scoop, Becker now with the scooper hits both the best low and his ace-10 continues out in front.
You heard the sigh there.
Speculative from Brewer, perhaps, Donnie, to get in the mix here with the queen 5-4 deuce.
I mean, I think he's just able to play position again. He does have 3 wheel cards.
Now Brewer, of course, thinking, is there a chance that my low is good here? Excuse me.
His high.
His high.
Yeah, deuces and fours.
Deuces and fours.
I mean, it's hard because when you're hit with a 3-bet, I mean, there's a good possibility your opponent has an ace-deuce and ace-4. Yeah, there is some idea of blockers given the fact that you have a deuce and a 4, but I mean, Becker could also have a hand like ace-king x3, which is better, ace-10, whatever, like he has right now. So a lot of combinations out there. And this is one of those spots where in limit hold'em you're always getting, or sorry, limit games where you're always getting like a really good price, right? So it's not easy to get away from your hand, but it's also not easy to make calls like this. Also makes it trickier that
I feel like
Brewer knows how good Becker is, and he can have bluffs. He can find them.
Yeah, and Brewer has to call 160 to win a pot worth over 1.2 million. So just think to yourself, 10-to-1 odds. Am I going to be good 1 every 10 times here?
I fold.
And Brewer finds the way to make the fold. Well done, sir. Saving a bet is very important.
You heard Brewer there saying that he doesn't know as he put his hand into the muck. He'll receive word eventually in the future, and he'll find out. Give himself a little pat on the back.
You mean right now?
He made
That's
the
what
good
I
fold.
was
Yeah, right now. Sorry, yes, right now.
Yeah, it was deuce full 5.
Huh?
But on stream,
Right,
he won't
yeah,
find
yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's what I meant.
The hardest.
Right.
one of
Very,
the
very
most brutal
tricky
spots.
how it all works here.
Donnie,
Eat
time is a
nothing,
flat
hope you
circle.
get
It really is. Especially here at the series.
Absolutely.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
Dean eggs. I mean, look at those chips that Becker has.
Yeah. Becker on an absolute tear here. Also pushing Chris Brewer around. Of course, a lot of those chips courtesy of James Obst. In case you missed it earlier, James Obst moved all in with ace-jack. Becker found the ace-king and sent him to the rail.
Yeah, Ops with a 4-bet jam, button versus big blind. Becker was there to hit him with the call and scoop the pot. So listen, even when you have ace-king versus ace-jack, as Becker did, it's never a comfortable spot. So much equity is on the line in that situation. You don't necessarily have to go nuts in a big bet game, but of course Becker had the ace-king, so he's not getting away from it, and he was able to fade.
Ivey versus Becker here. You can see the name of the game at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Action goes check, check. 5 on the turn. Ivey drawing extremely slim to get anything here. Neither player with a chance to make a low. And look what the cat dragged in here. Ivey hits a set on the river. He's going to toss out a bet here. Becker doesn't have a whole lot himself.
I mean, what a card for Ivey
Just
to
the
just
four.
find this.
Just drills it. Just 4 outs. No problem. Becker lets it go, and Ivey gets to take down this one. Shout out to the chat. Let us know where you're tuned in from. We're approaching 6,000 likes. If you're just
Anyone short over there?
tuning in, smash the like button.
Yeah. It's me.
Huh?
Yes.
Target is 6969. If you guys want 40 more minutes of this stream, so you better hit it.
There's no pay jump, by the way, I think. Or
There,
Those
I think there is.
Yeah, it's a 17K pay jump.
okay.
Yeah. So maybe you
Maybe
should
it's
find out. if
That's why I
somebody's
figured you
short.
might know.
Have to figure out.
This is the page
Don't
on.
worry about it.
Don't sweat it.
All right, it's not often that the rookie is not aware of the pay jumps.
Yeah, I mean, usually-
Brewski's too rich. He's like,
Yeah.
ICM is for poor people.
Also,
play to win.
it's double surprising because he's a very short stack, right? So he
Raise.
would be aware of like how he would want to play, maneuver his stack. Negreanu with King King 5-3 comes in with a raise on the button.
I was trying to. What? Oh.
Look at all those places in the chat. Shout out to everyone. I can't even keep up with this. Final 10 right now of the 50K PPC. The goal tonight is to play down to 5. If you want to catch all the action, you better make sure to get your PokerGo subscription sorted. It's David Tuckman and Jared Blesnick on the call. Gonna go until pretty late tonight.
Raise 160.
Becker with the raise. Action over to Chris Brewer. Becker's got ace, king, queen, 4. Brewer, jack, jack, 5 deuce. Both players with 1 suit. Brewer does make the call.
10-10-7.
Jinx. Oh, we're back in.
Wow.
We're back in
We're
form,
back
baby.
in sync.
It's like we never missed a beat.
Did you miss me, Donnie?
Actually, yes, I did. The other day, I had to talk to myself for a long time.
Oh man. Yeah, I was so sick that I couldn't even watch poker. Like, you know when you're so sick that you don't even have the energy to be on the screen?
I was that way a couple
Oh
weeks
my
ago.
God.
It was so bad.
It was brutal. Meanwhile, Brewer now with the winner. Now let's see if he can make any coin off of it.
Yeah, Omaha high-low playing just like pot limit Omaha. Have to use 2 cards, can only use 2 cards, so Becker is drawing dead here. And he grabs the chips and then he folds his hand. We do have about 18 minutes left before we're supposed to call it quits on this preview stream. But again, if you guys get us up to 6,969 likes, which we're about 1,600 away, then we'll be extending for another 40 minutes and taking you through the first full level of the day. As you guys may have seen with the tournament summary on your screen not too long ago, 100-minute levels in this tournament. A very drawn-out, player-friendly structure, 5-day event. This is probably the closest thing to a high-stakes mixed game cash game, but in a tournament format. Surging past 6,000 likes. Let's go. Get us there. 6969. Hit that like button. Thumbs up right below the video. Ivey coming in with a raise here.
Brewski still sitting on the short stack, hovering around, trying to find a spot for himself. And there it is. Smashed it.
Look at this hand. Ace, ace, king, deuce.
Why not?
The only thing that would make it better is if the ace and the king were suited in clubs or diamonds.
Yeah, he might call the floor and say, this suit's like messed up. I didn't get the right ones. Ivey with the queen, queen, 3-5. At least he's got some potential, but also some trouble perhaps brewing as king, king, 10 rolls off the deck and Becker just smashes it again. Hits trips.
Right now it's Johnny Becker's world and we're all just living in it.
Unbelievable.
Comes out betting.
Ivey with the pair of queens comes along. No low possibility in this hand. Ivey drawn to a queen and a queen only at this point.
Another bet here from Becker. Ivey thinks better of it. His hand into the muck. And I guess we owe the people an extra 40 minutes.
There we go. There we go. 40 minutes extra poker, unlocked. Let's go, let's do it, let's have some fun. Team Ivey, Team Negreanu, I feel like many people that are here are just hoping to see both of them make the final table. Donnie, if you had to pick one player right now to make the final 5, are you going Ivey or Negreanu?
I'm going Negreanu, and my reason is this. Ivey already won earlier this
Okay,
summer. So
okay,
we
fair.
need to break this drought. It's been more than 10 years since Daniel has won a gold bracelet. Can we just do the damn thing already? I mean, come on.
It is.
What do you guys out there want? Do you want Ivey or you want Negreanu? If you can only pick one, only one can make it. The other one's got to go home before the final table. Who are you picking? I'm Team Daniel. Ivey's already won. We already saw it. You were on the call.
Yep.
History was made. He made it to number 11. Now let's get Daniel to 7.
But what if Ivey can get number 12 and get closer to
He can
Helmy?
get it later.
Okay.
He can get it later.
Okay.
Right now, it's D-Negs' time.
I love this guy.
I mean,
I love this guy.
if it's
You're my
anyone's
hero
time,
today. Thank
it's
you
Johnny
so much
Becker's
for saving
time
me some
because
money.
he's just
Cruising.
Round of applause for Yanni.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Brewer raised. Becker 3-bet. Brewer hits him with the 4-bet. Becker calls, and here we go. Couple of fun hands.
Is this a big bet player trait to just get aggressive here? Because you don't see a lot of 08 players put in the 4-bet.
No, you don't. Not always.
I also feel as though 4-betting in this game is kind of difficult because the size of the bet on the flop is so small that you're pricing your opponent into seeing at least the turn and river, which of course makes this go to showdown, etc., etc. You're going to have to run good. Brewer, by the way, running okay right now. River is the 9 of clubs, and it is as if he knew because he fades the low from Johnny Becker, who holds only ace-deuce, missing that third low card to get himself 5 cards, 8 or lower. And Brewer here with ace-king has the best of it.
See if Brewer decides to come with a bet or if he checks behind here. He does have the ace of clubs in his hand.
Check.
Ace queen.
He checks behind. And he's going to take it. Nice, healthy pot for him.
Yeah,
880K.
So all the aggression pre-flop here, Donnie. These guys sticking in a bunch of bets and then checking it down. The chat came alive.
no,
That's the
That's
wrong
definitely
way.
not right.
Yeah.
Not the wrong way. It's
Why do you
Ra-
wait,
it's
what-
Raz.
Why do you keep
But
it
the
back?
order
What
is.
just everything's messed up.
I think the order is really messed up now.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
Or you got it.
Yeah,
No,
but
the
stud is at the
Dale's
wrong
messed
spot
up.
now.
Stud's on top now.
What is the order supposed to be? Just organize
Put
it.
it back. I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think just
Stud is
stud
right
and no
before
limit
08.
might be mixed.
No, stud is right before 08. That's right. Yep.
Was it good? Okay.
Yeah. It's right now.
Okay.
Why don't you just keep it like this?
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Donnie, don't mess with it. Don't mess with the stuff.
Ivey's got it under control over there.
Yeah, let Ivey run the
Why is it
table.
covered up in the first place.
Because we're not
So-
playing that game. We don't want to show that while that's
So
up.
someone doesn't get confused.
Yeah,
But in
it's
this
like you only want one plaque up. Ante up.
bad. Oh well.
Let me handle it.
I mean,
Negreanu goes ante
got
up.
Handle it, yeah.
I'm on it.
That's why the whole thing.
You just play, okay? Yeah, that's why it was me. It was my fault. It was backwards. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it'd be all in
Who's
perfect
charge of
order.
the structure? Shit.
Probably the only person that would ever talk to Ivey like that is the guy sitting next to him, Daniel.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I was going to say, the dealer probably feeling really good about the distance between him and the players at this massive table. A little chirping and barking there from Ivey. That's so funny. I love it. This is like the fly on the wall stuff that I sort of picture, you know, when Doyle was still around, him and Ivey just shooting the shit, playing in Bobby's room, constantly having banter back and forth. That's what I picture that being like.
Mm-hmm.
None
But
of the
I-
little guys wanted to come, but I'll come.
I will say that.
80, yeah.
Lots of love for Ivey in the
luck,
chat.
right?
Good luck. I think,
you.
you know,
Let's
good
see
chance
if-
we go to the river.
Playing Raz, Negreanu
Yeah,
brought it
brah.
in.
Two left,
Brewski
200.
completed, and he's very short.
Good start.
Negreanu
Easy
calls.
game.
Brewski all in for his
In for
tournament
the
life,
9.
84%.
Goading Negreanu to come along here. Negreanu picked up a queen.
1 second.
Brewski is sitting there with his last chip like he's playing blackjack at the casino, ready to toss it in,
Yeah.
double down. I'm assuming that is Miss Brewski. Gotta love this guy. So relaxed.
He's having fun with it. It's great.
Nah.
Huh?
Nah. You got it.
Wow, look at this.
It was
No
a long
showdown.
distance I would have to go to beat you.
Yeah, not a good draw
I'm not
there
that
for
optimistic,
Daniel on
like
fourth.
our buddy George.
Tanara, Renan Bruschi's fiance. Shout out to them getting married.
One card could have turned the tide. If I catch good, you catch bad. Uh-oh.
No, I can. I have a
New leader.
Strong hold.
Yeah, well, in one card I could be ahead. That wasn't the one.
Playing Raz, meaning you want to make the lowest possible 7-card combination. Flushes and straights do not matter in this game. The biggest card brings it in, so Negreanu has to bring it in for the mandatory 20,000. Lots of stealing with low up cards, and that's exactly what Becker does, despite the fact that he has a jack and a 10 down, has the ace showing, which is very intimidating. He raises it up and takes it down. Raz, Donnie, probably the most straightforward game in all of poker.
Yeah, but I think it's good to also, not just play your cards. You do have to recognize spots, play board leverage, stuff like that. On that hand right there, we saw it fold to Brewer, and it's like he wanted to open with the 8 up, but of course you have a chip leader with an ace up right behind you. So even if you do try and steal, Becker likely was going to try and re-steal against you, put a lot of pressure on you, so Brewer gave it up there, and Becker moved into the steal position to take that one down.
AJ Romano points out, I thought Raz was the worst 5-card combination. That is correct, but you get 7, so you get to play around with 2 of those. It's often also referred to as 7-card Raz, if you're going old school. Way back in the day, Donnie, when I first visited Vegas, and I'm not that old, but it was 2009 when I was 21 years old. I went to the Mirage, RIP Mirage. I think they're closing maybe this month. They had a spread limit 7-card stud game that would often also deal Raz, and it's some of the most fun I've ever had playing poker. The average age at the table was like mid-80s. These players had been around for many decades playing in Las Vegas, and there I was, 21 years old, playing the spread limit game with the people that were in line for the buffet at 4 p.m., and it was a wonderful time. Glad I got to experience that in the old Mirage poker room back where Negreanu used to cut his teeth on the upper deck, playing high stakes. Back where Maury Escandani, poker Hall of Famer, cut his teeth as well. Becker here completes with the 5 up. Ivey makes the call with the 8 up. Ivey has ace-3 down, so good equities here for Ivey to improve to a better hand than what Becker currently has showing.
Both players drawing. Well, sorry, Becker has a 6. He paired his 6. But he draws all right with his board. Ivey does get a 7.
So generally, when you get the initiative handed to you in this game, you generally want to bet because people that are ahead in this game want to realize equity. In this case, Ivey, though, decides to check back because he, quote-unquote, only has 7-8. And now that he catches an ace, despite the fact that he pairs it, decides to lead out because this, of course, works in his favor with Becker catching a jack.
I wonder if Becker's check on 4th is simply because it's against Ivey. Again, going back to what Negreanu mentioned to me yesterday with how tough Ivey is in specifically the stud variants, stud high-low, and Raz. He's very, very good at those games, knows exactly what he is doing, can put a lot of pressure on people, etc. So is that why Becker said, you know what, my board looks all right, but I did pair. He can put a lot of pressure on me still, make things tricky to play, so I'm just going to check this and essentially, wave the white flag.
Lat G6926 says, at Mirage Poker Room, I got to play with Jerry Buss in 2014. Now,
Wow.
that's a cool story. Let us know your cool poker stories in the chat. Did you ever get to play with some of the superstars? Do you have any cool memories of perhaps home games with celebrities? Let us know in the chat. Love to hear from you all.
They always leave me. Nobody wants to play except me and you. Okay, let's see now if you catch a queen or a 10. And I catch a little one.
You double up loud like that.
Brewski, again, the favorite here with most of his chips in the middle.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Catches a deuce. Good news for him. Negreanu also not with a terrible hand. Unpaired as
Okay,
well.
have action.
And sometimes you just got to run him down when it comes to
Where are the
Raz.
kings?
Face cards
Yeah.
should be around here, and there it is. Brewski catches a king. Now,
You're first.
despite the fact that he catches a king, Negreanu pairs his 9.
What is the total? Yeah, you're all in, right?
220. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, you're not all in.
Yeah, but the total is.
No, I'm just gonna call 160.
Okay.
All right, so Brewski's going to
Maybe
be
you
all in
can
first
fold
term of
on
life
6.
here. Only has 60K left behind.
61% equity.
A jack for Brewski, and Negreanu catches a 6. Negreanu pairs again. The jack is now the best hand.
Okay.
It goes check, check. Brewski happy to save a bet.
Maybe.
Negreanu catches a king. That means Brewski is going to find himself a double up here. He is going to check. His card's irrelevant. The jack already beating Negreanu's hand. Brewski's final card has not hit our card reader just yet.
Check.
10.
And he caught a 10, and that'll do it. Brazil sticks around here,
All
and
right, saved a
Brewski
little bit.
finds himself a double up here.
Better than not put it in. I save money.
Yay. You know stacks at the other table.
Down. So,
Que chegada, hein, Andresito?
What?
Chegou quente.
I got the king.
I was just thinking how I should have 160 more.
Oh, we got some good stuff coming in to the chat, Donnie. Jordan says, I dealt to Martin Jacobson a couple of years ago. Man is an absolute gentleman and a pleasure to speak to. Mike Bolt says, I played with Sean Deep. He was on my direct right. Yes, I can, says, Doyle ran over my foot at the Bellagio in 2010.
Wow.
Oh, man, that's funny.
It is spades.
Let me try ace, 3, 4.
Oh,
Brazilian
my
media
bad.
on the rail. Go
I guess I
find
did act out of tone.
PokerGo Brazil.
Great.
Negreanu again with a nice hand for Raz. Has the 4 up and the 6 deuce down.
Good hit.
Use 4-6.
Nice.
Last hand of Brad.
All right, there it is. Last hand of Raz. We switch the games every orbit. This is the final 9. We have 2 tables left in play. We're playing down to 5 tonight. The final table will be on PokerGo.com exclusively tomorrow. Bob says, I played a satellite with Amarillo Slim and knocked him out with 3 of us left in the early 90s at Binion's.
Wow. Wow, that's cool.
To be a fly on the wall.
Heart.
Still playing Raz here. Negreanu, the bring in.
I got one more here for you, Donnie.
Yeah.
BC831 says, I used to play a 7-stud downtown in downtown Reno in the early 2000s. I was in my early 20s and every other player had served in World War II.
Huh.
Salute to the Warriors, Donnie, which happens to kick off tomorrow.
Wow. Good timing on that one.
A 99-year-old World War II vet is doing the shuffle up and deal tomorrow.
That's great.
How amazing is that?
That's very, very cool.
If you're in Vegas, please try to make it out for that one.
Your button there.
By the way, if you enjoy our coverage, if you enjoy Donnie and myself, please
40-40.
hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do the full first level of play today as we are getting a chance to watch Ivey and Negreanu. By the way, look at this. We got a flash sale going on for the next 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes. You're on the clock. Sign up for our new annual sub to PokerGo.com in the next 20 minutes. Use promo code YT20 to get $20 off your first annual year. And get this, $20 in PokerGo shop credit on a $100 purchase. So flash sale, 20 minutes. You're on the clock. Timer is running. Donnie, the people might ask, well, how will we get it? How will we know?
Because our customer service team is ready right now. They are on the clock, ready to go, ready to get you that deal, of course, and then also fulfill that $20 PokerGo shop credit. Also, by the way, if you do sign up for the annual, you're going to get into the main event seat giveaway.
Wait, so we can double dip?
Yeah, you just get all the promos at once.
She. That guy from The Wire. She. So yeah, shout out, flash sale, 20 minutes. You got 19 left. Get in there. All right, Becker raises it up. We're playing Pot Limit Omaha. If no limit hold'em is the Cadillac, what is Pot Limit Omaha? Give me your best suggestions. Becker makes it 90K. Ivey calls with ace, king, jack, deuce, 3 hearts. Flop brings out 7-6-9.
Check.
9-7-6. Not really connecting with either player. Becker's 6 somehow out in front here. 8 of hearts on the turn. Ivey picks up a heart flush draw.
Check.
Pot limit Omaha high, so no low here.
I mean, look at this. Ivey backs into the ace high flush. Only 240K in the middle, though.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, Becker doesn't have anything right here.
Ivey betting full pot. Becker lets it go, and Ivey takes this one down. Donnie, we got lots of suggestions for what pot limit Omaha is if no limit hold'em is the Cadillac. The Bentley, the Corvette, the Subaru.
I said the Ferrari.
Ferrari is good. I think that's a good one. What was your analogy again? You go fast, you crash.
I mean, it's like the people who show up for the PLO tournaments. I mean, they're always like decked out. I mean, they kind of look like a Ferrari,
700?
right? They want to go fast.
Behind
They only
6.
take it out of the garage every now and then. The Cadillacs, you know, it's a classic,
It's a daily
right?
driver.
It's a daily driver, but it's also a classic. The Ferrari is what you dive into if you want to get the adrenaline pumping, baby. You know,
Oh, yes.
get some 4 cards and let's go.
On a Friday night, you get all dressed up,
Yeah.
put some cologne on, get into the Ferrari.
Hey, you know, you put on the full Versace jumpsuit,
Oh.
matching head to toe.
Yes.
You know, you get the Louboutins on your feet, right? You know, some nice ass shades. Let's go.
Don't forget the satchel. with all
Whatever the most
cash.
expensive watches that you have, yeah, you get the satchel for sure. It's packed with cash.
Yep.
That's how it is. A couple of rings here, there, you know.
Becker raising it up, king 8-5-4, double suited. Makes it 90K. Ivey calls in the small blind with ace queen 9-9.
How much?
And then Brewski with ace jack jack 8. Still our short stack, but did manage to double up through Negreanu, who is getting shorter himself.
See the rail filling up quite nicely here.
I mean, if you're a poker fan, what else do you want? You got Ivey and Negreanu center stage.
I know. I mean, the only thing is if somehow Phil Hellmuth was able to get in there.
Oh, man. I mean, I will guarantee you, if these two make the final table, Hellmuth is going to just show up just to say hi, just to be part of it.
100% walk up on there, shake both their hands.
Yep.
Like, you know how that is.
100%.
He'll make a comment how he still has 17 or something, you know.
Look at this. Brewski, 360 from the big blind. Doesn't have that much behind and can easily
This is a pot worth playing
go
for.
all in on the flop here as both Becker and Ivey make the call. All right, 1.1 million in the middle. Ace, deuce, 5 on the flop. Brewski does flop an ace. Ivey, however, with the better ace.
All in.
And Ivey moves all in from the small blind right away. And look at this. Brewski makes the call. Becker now with an easy toss. And let's see them.
Ace queen.
Ace queen with clubs.
Ivey all in. Ace queen holds the clubs as well. Brewski ace jack jack 8. He said it himself. He's in bad shape. Looking for a jack or an 8 to turn his fate around. Phil Ivey about to win a really, really big one unless he gets really unlucky.
There's a big bitty way to organize.
Ace of spades.
It's hard to be a bigger favorite, right?
What?
It's harder to be much bigger favorite on the flop.
All right, let's see the turn card. Brewski at risk
How much?
One
of
out.
becoming our 10th place finisher. It's the 3 of diamonds,
What just happens?
not changing a thing.
Jack of diamonds.
You just have aces. The guy has.
Renan Brewski looking for a jack or an 8, or his PPC will end in 10th place. River card is the king of spades, and that is it. Brazil will lose its hope in this event. Renan Brewski gets eliminated in 10th place.
Well played, well played.
He cashes for $117,000. And the final 9 are guaranteed $130K. There it is on the screen. Walking over to his friends,
Well,
fans, and fiance, of course, also on the rail.
Tirar o microfone aqui. Tinha as, vala, vala 8. Ele tinha as, 9, 9, dama.
For people that are trying to use that promo code YT20, try it again now. Had a little tech hiccup. It is working right now. Refresh the page.
well,
We're going to extend it for 5 minutes.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was
like,
rooting
what
for
the
you
fuck?
1,000.
Tried to jinx me.
You know how I rooted for you 1,000. I was like, how are you going to lose this one? It's like,
Yeah.
I thought it was coming, honestly. I thought you were going to lose.
I had.
I thought it was just going to be a freaking 8. Somehow.
Ivey looking
I was
very
like,
healthy.
I've never seen that lose. I mean, that's unbeatable.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he had a big piece of him. He needed him.
All right, Ivey up to 2.7 million, and just in case you missed it, YT20, $20 off
Can't
the
open
annual
this one.
sub right now. Also get $20 in store credit for our merch shop if you spend $100 or more.
I actually fucking was in great
Flash
shape
sale.
against those two hands.
Only valid
Oh my
for
God.
about 15 more
You
minutes.
destroyed.
You're in great shape against ace
It's
queen,
7:07
Yes.
here in
I
Vegas.
had a
At
queen,
7:25, the flash sale
I
ends.
had a Badoogie Queens with a 6.
So harsh.
I mean, you have an ace.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Pretty
mean,
big
queen.
call.
There you see it
Huh?
right there on your screen.
An ace is a pretty big call.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Get in there.
That's true.
flash sale, active right now.
Saying.
YT20 for 20 minutes.
Most importantly, July 3rd, World Series of Poker main event, daily coverage on PokerGo. That's the biggest draw, of course, and we are getting there very, very soon. Just over a week away.
That makes sense.
Final table of this event
Yeah.
is tomorrow. We are down to 9. Final 9 guaranteed $130K.
They played a final table 7.
Yeah.
7, right?
Yeah. Play 4 and 4. And then
For people unfamiliar with the structure of these limit games, the limits are displayed a little bit differently than the blinds as we look at our tournament payouts presented to you by Monkey Tilt. 130K guaranteed for the final 9, 1.1 million at top. We're playing down to 5 tonight, so it's going to be a long night. Should be very exciting. But back to the blinds and limits, which is a bit of a difference. Pod Limit Omaha, the blinds are 20,000, 40,000 with a 40,000 big blind ante. That ante does not count towards the pre-flop raise. When we play limit games like Raz, which we just played, the limits on 5th Street onwards are 160, or sorry, the limits are 80, 160. So because it is limit, the betting is a little larger, but of course you can't go all in, so that's where the difference comes from.
A couple people in the chat asking about combining tables. So this is a 7-handed tournament. So with 9 players remaining still, 4 on this table,
Man.
5 on the outer table, not going to combine yet.
I was just like, oh, I don't have a low. There's flushes out there. I'm scaled. I mean,
Look at this hand.
But
Wow.
like, you don't have a low that often either.
Ivey's getting some PLO hands.
I just have top 2. Oh well.
Daniel gives it up.
That was good. I was okay against that.
I think Ivey told him he had 3 aces. Still running the PokerGo flash sale for another 15 minutes. Head on over to PokerGo.com. Use the promo code YT20 when you sign up for a new annual subscription. You can also upgrade if you are a monthly and a quarterly subscriber. That'll get you $20 off the first year of a new annual plan. It'll get you entered in to our 2025 WSOP main event seat giveaway. We are giving away 3 seats to next year's World Series of Poker main event. And you also get a $20 credit to the PokerGo shop on a purchase of $100 or more. So flash sale right now, PokerGo.com, promo code YT20 on a new annual plan.
This was
going to be
Badoogie. I
running
would've
for
won
the
this
next
tournament
15
hours
minutes.
ago.
Phil Ivey trending in the right direction. Daniel Negreanu trending in the wrong direction. Down to below $1 million right now. Action goes check, check. River card brings the ace of clubs.
King high.
Becker's pair of 8s is going to win here. I got a question from Superfan Dan.
Superfan Dan.
Superfan Dan. He said, if this was a cash game, which
Twice?
players walk up to the table and sit down in this game? So
I
chat,
had
please
ace
answer
two
that
street
question.
four Badoogie a while ago. Like I was looking at it like, come on.
Jason Mercier.
Yes.
Patrick Antonius.
Yes. So the question is,
Maybe Lyle Berman just because he loves to play.
if this was a cash game, which players would sit down at this table? Superfan Dan coming in with the good questions. I think Mercer and Antonius are a lock. I think John Manette probably thinks he has an edge here.
David Oppenheim plays the big game.
Oppenheim?
Played
Yep.
online. One table is heads up straight Badoogie. One table heads up straight 08.
You're nuts. You're crazy.
It's so insane.
How did you not lose your mind? Like
Luckily with 2 different softwares, so that
Oh,
made it a
but
little
still.
easier, but still, it's
that's good training for your mind.
Where are these games?
Don't try
John-
this at home.
Johnny Becker playing heads
Let's
up.
try
Badoogie.
limit hold'em.
We're getting so many suggestions in the chat. Tom Dwan, Sean Deeb, Santosh. Someone says Nick
Limited
Airball. Does he
hold'em.
even play other games than Hold'em?
I know he showed up to the PokerGo studio once to play No Limit Deuce to 7 single draw.
Yes.
But that was it. And he had never played the game before.
Wow.
So
Respect.
I don't think he's out there blasting in these tournaments. Quickly on the flash sale, it's only for an annual plan. So if you're trying to use the YT20 promo code on a monthly or a quarterly subscription or even a PokerGo VIP subscription, it will not work. It is only for the PokerGo.com annual subscription. Originally $99.99. It'll save you $20 in your first year, so you get that first year for $79.99. About 10 minutes left, just over, in that flash sale. PokerGo.com, promo code YT20 on a new annual plan. For those in the YouTube chat, you can use !flash, or at least I can. Might be a moderator only thing. But that'll drop the note. I know Remco put a note at the top of the chat as well on the flash sale. Playing Limit Hold'em. Not quite the Cadillac. This is like the golf cart of limit of hold'em. Set of threes here on the turn for Brewer. He checks and Ivey bets. Brewer hits him with a check raise. Ivey has ace king high, which at times is good in limit hold'em. He also has a draw to a wheel.
The pots in limit hold'em get so big so fast. Ivey making the call, 1.2 million in the middle. Brewer absolutely cruising here. 7 of clubs on the river is not going to help Ivey. And Brewer is going to continue firing. Of course, he has a set. Ivey about to lose a serious one. Ivey with some pause.
Looks like he's going to pay it off.
Wow. Doing some calculations, seeing what the stack is at.
It's so easy in limit tournaments to just flick it in, right? You're getting such a good price all the time, especially on the river and in big pots. But in limit tournaments, it is always very important at times to save those extra bets whenever you can. Ivey in the tank here. We saw it earlier with Brewer versus Becker. He saved that extra bet on the end in an Omaha high-low hand. And here, Ivey contemplating the same.
Ivey probably the player, Donnie, with the most limit holding experience of any player at this table.
Him and Daniel for sure. You know, Daniel definitely cut his teeth in this one, but I mean, these
Shout
guys
out.
have played it forever.
Shout out Andy Beal.
The corporation.
Exactly. They flew him in. Raymond Davies once told me a story that him and Ivey were courtside at the Lakers game, and then word came out that they needed him in Vegas.
Yeah, got to come be the savior.
Came on the private jet to play heads up against Andy Beal.
Didn't he have a suitcase full of cash
Yep.
too? Or so- yeah.
And I believe the stakes were 10K, 20K.
And Ivey saved him.
Ivey
The corporation was buried. You guys can read about it in Michael Craig's book, Professor Banker and the Suicide King. Great, great book. Great story. Has Ivey ever tanked this long?
No, never.
This is insane. He's going to pay it off.
All right, ace king high, no good here for Ivey as Brewer shows a set of threes. And after a really strong start, Phil Ivey slipping a little bit in this hand here.
Ivey with a little bit of a, yeah, I knew you had it type of thing, but ultimately elected to pay it off.
We're playing down to 5 tonight. Our free preview stream will end in about 20-ish minutes. Our flash sale ends in a few minutes. Use promo code YT20 right now. It's active for a few more minutes. If you sign up for the annual sub, you get a $20 discount and a $20 shop credit if you spend $100 in our merch store. Speaking of our merch, I see the No Gamble No Future zip up in the background. I personally am now the owner of the all-white No Gamble No Future
Wow, look at
tee.
you.
It looks sick. It looks really
I
sick.
hope you didn't have to buy it. I mean, you are the Wheelmaster General.
I may or may not have confiscated it from a box.
I mean, you should. You're owed it, you know.
Shout out to No Gamble No Future. One of the most fun cash games I've ever been a part of. We have episodes on PokerGo.com where I put players through some awful, awful things, such as eating wasabi, mayo, and all that stuff.
Big flop.
The mayo would just. I mean, I know
Was
you're
for
a
me.
mayo guy, but
I mean,
for me, I
had
was
the best
just,
hand, I think, already, and flopped good.
So I'm a bit of a mayonnaise connoisseur myself.
You ever make your own mayo?
I have. It's way better if you make it yourself.
Yeah, no. I mean, anything is better if you make it yourself, and you can generally make things, you know, a bit more healthier. You can know what you put in it, stuff like that.
No. When you make your own mayo, you realize how bad it is for you because of the amount of oil that goes into it.
Sure, but I'm saying, like, you buy store-bought mayo, you don't always know what they put in their stuff. You know, that's what I'm saying. At least you know it's oil. Right, at least you know what's in it.
Yeah, no mayo slander. It is very bad for you, but it's very, very good. Oh, look at this. Brewer comes in with the raise, ace-9. Ivey defending the jack-4 off. Jack-4, of course. Infamous hand in the world of poker. Ace-Queen-5 rolls off the deck. Ivey with the quick toss.
5 minutes left in the flash sale. PokerGo.com, promo code YT20 on a new annual subscription. Join or upgrade today. Save yourself 20 bucks in the first year, plus you get a $20 merch credit to the PokerGo shop, and you get entered into our main event giveaway.
Here's a look at our chip counts. Chris Brewer on top, Johannes Becker right behind him. These guys are tied at the top of the counts, and Ivey and Negreanu both looking for some help. They're going to need some chips real soon here. 4-handed on this table, 5-handed on the other table. We're down to the final 9, combining at 7. So this stage of the tournament is crucial, Donnie, because they're so short-handed. And here it is, a quick look again at those chip counts.
Pretty much the haves and the have-nots. You know, I know Ivey and Negreanu still have plenty to work with, but Becker and Brewer very much out in front at this table. And those two probably very much enjoying the fact that this is the 4-handed table versus the 5-handed table. They can play more short-handed, get a little bit more aggressive, drive the action here.
Look at Becker, just like so all over Brewer here, staring him down before he has even acted.
A walk, look at that.
Wow, must be nice. Shout out to our fans over on PokerGo.com. We have David Tuckman and Jared Blesnick in the booth doing commentary.
The Blez show the other day when he was playing with Helmuth.
Funny, Seth is heads
and
up
Negreanu was.
I have 30% of block, so I'm just rooting against Seth. At the 25K over the win. Anyways.
Oh, Brewer with a double sweat, huh? Got action in Brock Wilson, heads up at the win. Okay.
My man. My man, I love you. I'm telling you, you're the reason I'm in the tournament still. Thank you. I put all my money in with these bad hands. My man.
Brewer raised here on the button.
Buy you an ice cream.
Becker 3-bet. Brewer called. Ace-5 versus Ace-6. Jack 5-4 with a couple of spades. Becker hits his 5. Brewer's got the nut flush draw with the Ace-6 of spades. You guys can see the equities on your screen. They're flipping. Becker bets, and Brewer puts in a raise. Is that a Pikachu there? You're the Pokemon guy.
It is definitely Pikachu. Yeah, shout out to Pikachu.
Love it.
He never evolved. Brewer definitely did. Brewer had a rough go at it, and then last year he just went crazy.
Yeah.
Got his bracelet.
2 bracelets.
Got his second bracelet also. Yes.
Becker calls, and Brewer drills the 6 on the turn to take the lead with a better pair. Also has those spades working for him still, and he's going to bet it. 2 minutes left in the flash sale. Got to get that in there before this hand ends. PokerGo.com, promo code YT20 on an annual subscription. Becker makes the call. Deuce of diamonds on the turn.
Check.
Check, check.
Ace-6.
Ace-6 gonna take it for Brewer. Getting some chips back against Becker, and actually moving in front of him now on the leaderboard at this feature table. Brewer started the day with the chip lead. And he's back up over 5.7 million. Must be the shades. Lime green.
I mean, if Chris Brewer showed up to like one of those interview booths for our main shows, he would blend in with the background because
with
of his
the green
screen shirt. I don't think it's allowed. They would give him a black hoodie.
No,
be like,
sir, you can't.
Chris, you're a floating head.
With no eyes.
Exactly. Brewer comes in with the raise again to with the holding ace 10, excuse me. Ace king 5, Ivey hits a king, and this is in limit hold'em, Donnie,
Yeah, this
where
is
things
gonna
can
be
get tricky.
Yeah, I mean, Ivy's probably going to see a river here. Does see a turn, another heart here. See if Ivey can figure this one out here.
Last time Brewer check raised the turn when he hit a set. Now he's going to continue firing in position.
Yeah, Brewer in a good spot here against Ivey.
It's the pain of limit hold'em. When you get a middling pair, it can often be good, but it can also be very costly. Kind of wild to think, Donnie. The longest tanks we've seen from Ivey all tournaments are both in limit hold'em.
All his career? I mean, like, when have we really seen him tank, you know, super long? Imagine sitting there if you're Brewer having to endure an Ivey tank while he's just staring at you. Yeah, must be petrifying. Ivey doing some calculations once again. Last time he tanked, it was on the river. Here, still one more street to come if he does call. Last time when Ivey tanked did ultimately lead to a call. This looks like it's going to be the same here on the turn.
So Ivey 11% here to improve.
Would imagine Brewer's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, queen on the river. Ivey checks again. Action back on Brewer. I wonder if Ivey's long a pause on the turn gives Brewer pause right now, but he does just fire out the bet of 160K.
Yeah, correctly finds this value bet here. Well done by Brewer, and Ivey now in a spot once again.
Ace 10.
Ivey with the quick nod tosses the king 8 into the muck, and Brewer continues to catch the right cards at the right time. You don't have to get aces. You just have to make top pair and get your opponent to have middle pair. That's the name of the game in limit hold'em.
Yeah, limit hold'em can be a brutal game, as Phil Ivey is experiencing these last couple of hands and experiencing against Chris Brewer in both of them. Brewer now up over 6.3 million, cruising.
Yep.
Phil, can you put the blue chips somewhere? Can you see? Thanks.
Wow.
Brewer making his second cash in the 50K PPC in 2021. He took 5th place for 211,000.
I would be way too scared to do what Johnny Becker did.
ask Phil Ivey to put his big chips in front. I would never.
Phil,
no way.
Phil, can we square up, please? Can you put the big chips in front?
No chance. No chance. Johnny Becker doesn't care.
All right, new game. No limit. Deuce to 7 single draw. Name of the game. Make the lowest possible combo. This is no limit, meaning 2 rounds of betting. One before the draw and one after the draw. Best hand, 7, 5, 4, 3 deuce. You don't want to make flushes. You don't want to make straights. A good hand at showdown. Could be a jack low. Could be a 10 low. Ultimately, you're looking for those juicy 8s and 7s. This is a very, very tricky game. Lots of bluffing, lots of reading. And arguably one of the most volatile games because, Donnie, to me, this game comes down to does he have it or does he not have it sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. Very pure form of poker.
Ivey with a very bad made hand, queen 10, 9, 8, 7. Brewer just comes in with the call from the small blind. Becker checks. Not likely to see unraised pots in this game.
One for Brewer, excuse me, 3 for Becker.
Oh, Becker's going to make the best hand for sure.
That's usually how it happens, right?
Yeah.
especially when you're the player drawing 1. Oh, look. Becker makes it 10-7.
A 10-7, which
Of
is like
course.
actually a really good hand.
And Brewer's got a hand that he's going to want to bluff at, and he does with that pair of 6s.
Now, of course, the question in this game is often, what do I get value from? Is this too thin to get additional value?
I mean, it's going to be hard because Brewer drew 1, right? So there is the call. Brewer says you, which means
Wow.
you're winning.
Wasn't gonna get that one to fold.
Ivey.
I heard he
looks
has-
like he should be coaching high school football.
I heard he has a big fan.
Remco's referencing the fact that Phil Ivey actually has a fan down on the little side table that he has next to him. Tends to be a little bit hotter than normal under the bright lights of the feature table stage.
Raise.
Raise 120.
Shout out to everyone who joined PokerGo on the annual sub during our flash sale. We're not planning to do a whole lot more of those, but stick around for our streams the upcoming days. You might be lucky to catch one. Either way, we got streaming all night on PokerGo.com. David Tuckman and Jared Blesnick are providing commentary as we speak. We have the feed running. Donnie and I will be in the chat as well later tonight, playing down to the final 5.
A bit more, I think.
We are very much in the thick of the World Series of Poker. Again, WSOP main event kicking off in about a week's time,
950.
July 3rd. Biggest and best tournament of the year, of course. Poker are going to have streaming every single day. They're even putting you and I on the call. That's how crazy we're getting this summer. You and I get to call the main event, baby.
I know, day one.
At least for the first couple days.
Right. Day one, Donnie and I are on the call.
Jimmy Bluff in the chat. Hey, buddy. Russell, I see you. RMX Indiana. Always have to give a shout out to our chat mods. Teddy, I see you. Incantations, I think, was out there as well today. Not sure I've seen Christy yet today, but if you are out there, Christy, shout out to you too. You guys holding it down, keeping everything in order in the chat streets. Very much appreciated.
If you're new to PokerGo.com, go to PokerGo.com/schedule. You'll see today's stream. It's also on the homepage, but I personally have our schedule page bookmarked.
Oh, yeah.
So that I will always know what's coming up. And you can also see that tomorrow, final table of this event, Donnie and I are doing the Millie Maker live stream. We got a few more coming up. The 5K Seniors High Roller, 10K PLO Championship, 10K Deuce to 7 Single Draw, Ladies Event Colossus, and there it is, July 3rd, the start of the main event.
Ivey here, eyeing Negreanu's stack. Negreanu, look at his stack now. He's got 660 behind after raising to 100,000.
Against the cough. You want some? Please, thank you. Go ahead. I have the same problem.
I'm like just like 90% over this hole, but it's like once in a while I just get.
It's actually the same for me.
Is Ivey gonna 3-bet this, put this in here? He's
Come on in.
there. It is.
Wow.
Daniel out of the way.
Ivey sticks it in there with the 1-card draw. If he got called, he would have tossed the ace drawn to a 9-7. Instead, he gets it done, and look at this, Donnie. Negreanu in a world of trouble, down to 660K.
Last hand, right? Coming up.
Do you want to quickly say, Millionaire Makers down to 11, Remco.
Oh, wow.
One of the players in there, Alex Kim, people may not know about him, but Alex Kim took the PokerGo MTT strategy seminar.
No way.
Back in April, yep.
You're claiming this.
I'm claiming it, Alex Kim. Let's go, Alex Kim. He won a satellite as part of that seminar to the first event of the U.S. Poker Open. He ultimately busted out before the money in that event, but here he is in the final 11 of the Millionaire Maker.
That's wild.
Hopefully he's taken a lot of the lessons he learned from Andrew Lucky Chewy Lichtenberger and Andrew Moreno, and he is putting them in play here and making a run at becoming a millionaire. Let's go, Alex Kim. We're not supposed to root, but I'm rooting, okay?
Well, I hope he makes that final table. We're going to cover that tomorrow. Negreanu raising it up with King 10, 8, 6, 5. We're still playing single draw. Becker has a made hand here.
Same hand. Same fucking
And
hand.
pressure applied here on Negreanu, gets put all in and tosses it into the muck again.
Back to back, same hand.
Daniel Negreanu still in. 9 left, but he is in a lot of trouble. Send your energy to Negreanu. Come on, let's go. Negreanu needs some positive vibes right now. Little bit of frustration in this fold, perhaps. D-Negs going for his first bracelet since 2008.
All these antes in.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
On the positive side for Negreanu, as he is very much well aware, he's talked about it in his vlog, but the structure in this tournament is very, very good. So even though if you get short like this, you still have a bit to fight with. You know, it's obviously never fun to get short like Daniel is, but not out of it yet. 100-minute levels here, very, very long structure, player-friendly structure, so fight on, Daniel.
Budget Chicken with a $2 donation says, all my chicken juju to Daniel. I'm sure he will request a vegan version, but I appreciate the donation either way.
Impossible Chicken, is it the
Impossible Chicken? Is that a thing?
I have no idea.
Here's a look at PokerGo's newest plan. Recognize these gentlemen, Kuhn, Gelfond, and Jungle Man? Well, if you become a PokerGo VIP right now and get the annual subscription plus access to Run It Once, available for you right now. Training content with PokerGo. Become a VIP and get in the mix. Here's a look at the Paris, the Horseshoe, back inside here to provide you coverage of the 50K PPC. My name is Remco Rinkema, Donnie Peters alongside me. We're in the closing stages of our preview action here. I can recommend you to head on over to PokerGo.com to continue watching. We got a few more hands, perhaps, to ride out this level. But yes, I misspoke earlier. His last Vegas bracelet for Negreanu, 2008. I was 20 years old, Donnie.
It's so long ago.
That is absurd.
That was my first year working in poker. I don't even remember him winning the tournament. His last bracelet, October 2013, WSOP Europe. So
I was there for that one. Were you there too?
I was not. No.
I was there for that one.
Yeah, I was a bit jealous. I wasn't there. Always loved to be there. Want to be there for the biggest moments in poker history.
Bet.
So with that, it's been 10 years, 7 months, give or take, since Negreanu's won a bracelet.
Wow. I mean, I also can't believe, Don, that you and I have been to 15 straight World Series of Pokers.
Well, I'm not 15 straight.
Oh, you missed one. Or
I
two.
missed 2.
Damn, missed 2?
Yeah.
I'm ahead of you now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Never missed one since I was since I was 21. Haven't missed the WSOP. It's pretty cool.
It's funny to I mean, even those years that I quote unquote missed, you know, I still popped in to visit. I really don't see a world where I'm ever not like coming, like even if I'm like out of the industry, you know, doing whatever, just coming for like a week or coming to play some stuff or whatever it is. Maybe I don't come out here for the full 7 weeks and grind like a lot of these guys do, but you know, popping out here for sure. I mean, I just could not see myself missing it. This is the biggest spectacle in the world as far as I'm concerned. I know there's obviously a lot of really great things out there, but for a poker enthusiast like so many of us are, there is nothing better than the World Series of Poker. There really isn't.
All right, important situation here for Negreanu. We've switched to stud 8 or better. Negreanu on the ropes, holding queen 5, deuce 3. We go high, we go low, but ideally we go both ways. Becker with a split pair of 8s has the best high right now. The cards at your top of the screen are the cards that everyone can see, and Becker tosses the 8s. Ivey versus Negreanu right now. I'm pretty sure that Ivey
Can you change that for me?
will love Negreanu's chips as much as he loves anyone's
Do a little
chips.
So I have 80 out there, right? Okay. That's 160.
Negreanu now ahead with the pair of deuces that are also showing, so perhaps he gets a bit more credit here for 2-pair combos, trip combos, as Ivey looks down at a bunch of rags, which of course puts him very close to a made-low.
The trips combo might be a little less in Ivey's eyes because he does have a deuce in his hand.
Correct.
Look at this.
Oh, man.
A brutal card here.
Oh, tilt. One more hand.
Ivey catches a 9, makes a pair of 9s up, and Negreanu even says it himself. One more hand. You can see the frustration building in Negreanu's eyes, and totally understandable. He was sitting on the exact same stack that Ivey had not too long ago, but he has not been able to win a hand. Doubled up Brewski early on, which was pretty costly, despite the fact that the Brazilian was not the biggest stack at the table. Ultimately, all those small hits add up, and here we are, Negreanu on the ropes.
Yeah, even to start the day, I think Daniel came in with a little bit over 1 million. Essentially, like doubled his stack in the first level of the day, but since then it's just been a steady decline.
I mean, look at this.
Got 320 total.
Negreanu picks up the ace-3-4, completes for 80K. Even just winning a small one here would be good for the confidence. Nothing for Brewer.
Finally had a decent hand.
Negreanu's going to take this one down. By the way, if you've enjoyed our coverage, please smash that like button
tables again?
and subscribe to our YouTube
I feel
channel.
Like they won't now.
I feel the same.
Swinging on over to our outer table, where there is some action brewing here. We have Jeremy Osmus, David Benjamin involved in a hand, so it seems.
And Bryce Yockey as well. Three ways here.
Three-way action.
I believe this is the last hand before the break.
All right, last hand before the break, so that also means that this is the last hand of our free preview coverage. Hope you all enjoyed being with us. Like I said, action continues on PokerGo.com. Let's see if this hand goes anywhere between Yockey and Osmus, as well as Benjamin. A little recap of the action here. Benjamin completed, Yockey raised, Osmus called, Benjamin called. Then Benjamin led out on 4th Street. Osmus and Yockey both called. Yockey led on 5th. Both players called again. Then Osmus took over the betting on 6th. And both his opponents called again. Benjamin makes the call here. We're playing stud high, by the way, so lots of consideration here for the players, as this is a one-winner game, as we like to call it. Not easy for us to keep full track of a hand like this that's multi-way, but it looks as though we are going to 7th Street. Yep, Yaki makes the call. Lots of chips here in the middle. David Benjamin, legend of the game, going up against Osmus and Yaki. You can hear the buzz in the room in the background. Benjamin is hydrating very well here, Donnie.
Yeah, Fiji's going to go out of business.
I think I saw Osmus check, so action would be on Benjamin. Benjamin comes with the bet action now on Bryce Yaki. Every pot crucial at this stage of the tournament. Once again, action continuing on PokerGo.com. The break will only be 10 minutes, so after this hand, 10-minute break, and then the action will continue on PokerGo.com. As Yaki is still in the tank here as we await the outcome of this final hand. Please know that this event will keep going tonight until we are down to the final 5. Negreanu, the short stack, Ivey looking comfortable as Yaki lets it go here. Osmus with a quick glance. He's going to make the call. And I think that is Benjamin showing a flush. And that looks like 3 of the same suit, so he caught that on 7th. Nice river card there for David Benjamin, the man who was saved by Guy Laliberté way back in the day when they took that money back on high stakes poker with 1.3 million in the middle. Shout out to everyone watching on our YouTube feed tonight. It's been an honor and a pleasure to call the action for you. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Action continues on PokerGo.com. This was it for our free preview on YouTube. Please know, action continues till the final 5 tonight, playing down to a winner tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Once